Good evening, everyone. I want to welcome you to tonight's session of our Awaken the Leadership in You. We thank God for how He has kept us and He has made it possible for us to see another day. All glory and praise be to His holy name. I hope you have had a good week so far. Even if it's been challenging, the fact that God has kept you to see this moment, it deserves giving praise to His holy name. So we thank God for being everything to us, our rock, our strength, our hope is being there for us at all times. So we bless His name. So thank you for joining us tonight. We just want to continue from where we started already at the beginning of this month, looking at the book Future Proofing Yourself. So future proofing you. Let us pray. Father, we thank you tonight for your love and for your goodness to us. We give you praise for preserving our lives. Thank you for helping us in all things. We give you praise because of the week we have had. Yes, we've had the up and the down moments, but above all, you have prevailed. So we give you praise. We thank you. Eternal Rock of Ages, as we look into this book tonight in this service, we ask that you will have your way. You will speak to each and every one of us. You will give us counsel by your Holy Spirit. You will speak your mind to us, and each of us will hear you clearly. Thank you, Father. We bless your name and honor you, for in Jesus' mighty name we've prayed. Amen. Okay, so let's just kick off for tonight's meeting, and we're going to, let me just bring up the slide. Okay. So that's the just one more minute. Okay, so that's the book we are looking at, Future Proofing You, which is about 12 truths for creating opportunity, maximizing wealth, and controlling your destiny in an uncertain world. Okay, so that's what the book is about. Truths that you and I need to be aware of, that will help us to create opportunities, that will help us to maximize wealth, and we'll be able to control our own destiny. Okay, so that's the focus of the book, and we've had 2 sessions already. Have we? Yes, we've had 2 sessions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we've had 2 sessions. Strangely, this is one of the months that have 5 Fridays in it. So we've had 2 sessions. We've had this is the 3rd one. We've had 1 week of the fasting and praying, and we're going to now have next week, which is going to be the last one for the month. whereby we can wrap up this book, Future Proofing You. I hope what we have looked at so far has been an high opener for you, has been a blessing for you. Okay. Again, what I've done is the whole slide is together from where we started 2 sessions ago, and so I'll just keep through the slides in terms of the ones that we have done already in the last 2 weeks to get to, I think, slide 22 or something, whereby we'll kick off tonight. But let me just read the main idea again so you can link everything together. So the main idea of the book is about how you can future-proof your life and your career so you can come out on top no matter what happens in the world and the economy. To achieve lasting success, you don't need money or connections. To become and stay future-proof, you really only need 2 things. You need insight and you need perseverance. Insight is the ability to find opportunities and then to learn how to create and capture value. That's insight. And when we talk about perseverance, we are talking about the capacity to keep going until you figure out your business model and get it right. So perseverance is that continuity ability, the ability to stay at it, not to do touch and go. Because you find out that every success story, if you speak to people that have been successful in any adventure, any career, or any endeavor, I was going to combine both endeavor and advancement or whatever together anyway. So any endeavor, any career, anything you are trying to do, then you need to develop the ability to stay at it. It's really important. Let's move forward. So the great thing is, in today's world, opportunities for success are everywhere. In fact, part of the truths that we'll be looking at today will make that even more clearer for us. Why the author J. Summit says opportunities for success is they are everywhere in our today's world. So that's one of the truths that we'll be looking at today. So they can be sparked by something you are looking for personally, which is not yet available in the marketplace. They can be generated by new technologies you can leverage. That's part of the ones we'll be looking at again further down the line today. So the opportunities for success are all around you. You just have to learn what to look for and how to capture the value you create. While technologies for uncovering insights can be taught, perseverance comes from deep within. So you can acquire the skills, the techniques for discovering insights. But when it comes to perseverance, it's something that comes from within you. Of course, you learn it as well, but you learn it especially by experience, rather than something that can just be, passed over to you by somebody just telling you or teaching you 3 skills, 5 skills, blah, 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 3 steps. No. Perseverance is about tenacity. Tenacity is an innate attribute that you have to develop. And you develop it by going through things that will test your patience. Right? So it's really important. It's like I think Pastor used to say, that if you are praying for God, if you are praying to God to help you to love, to increase your love, how does that prayer get answered most often? It gets answered by you finding yourself in situations that will test your love quotient, that will test your ability to overlook certain things, that will test your claim that, oh yeah, no, it's all done and dusted, I'm over that. Your love, the answer to your being able to love, for example, becomes something that get answered by experience, and you find yourself in certain volatile experience, volatile situations that will really put your love quotient to test. Do you understand? So the same thing with perseverance. You can't say you are learning to persevere when everything is hunky-dory, when there are no challenges, there are everything you are trying to do is just happening just by the tap of the finger. Then you are not able to really test how your endurance level. No, you can't. If everything is just easy peasy for you, no. So that's the focus of the book. So you must take a personal commitment to see this journey through to the end. No one is going to hand success over to you. Who was talking about? Okay. I think that was the second day of the anniversary in Kingdom Arena in Nigeria. So I joined, or I watched the live stream, and the man of God I was preaching was talking about the fact that, of course, people back home, that people like handouts. People prefer for others to just give things to them. So they are looking, they are asking, and well, if you are in this country and you have families back home or friends back home, I want to believe you'll be familiar with that, whereby people are just asking and asking and asking, and sometimes it gets to the point you are wondering, do these people even care to know how I am living or surviving, or if I have any challenge at all? Or do they think your whole life is so smooth and steady, and you have finances, funds just flowing everywhere, so you can do everything and anything? A man of God said, look, it's high time you reminded yourself that you are not the Almighty. You are not the El Shaddai. He said, every time a man tries to be the El Shaddai, what the man is saying to himself is, I shall die. Because it's only a matter of time, the weight of other people's body that you are not supposed to carry. There are some bodies you are to carry. There are some bodies you are not meant to carry. So if you keep piling up the bodies that you are not meant to carry, you are not doing yourself any good. So what I'm trying to say is the fact that you need to, so no one is going to hand success over to you. So what the man of God was talking about is, look, the success that is just handed over to you and you did not learn the principles of how it came about or how to sustain it, that it's just a matter of time, that success will soon fizzle out. And there has been research in this country about people that do win lotteries, that there are more numbers of people that have won lotteries before, but they have gone, in fact, some of them have gone worse financially than where they were before they won the lottery. Okay? So because they never learned what it takes to reproduce the money. And money, as we know, is a very good servant but a very bad master. So if you don't know that before, you need to know that now. That money is a very good servant. You can use it. It answers a lot of questions. You can send it on errand to do so many great things. But if you allow money to master you, to become your Lord, money is a very bad master, because when it takes over the heart of a man or any person, then you find out that people can go to any extent that they can do things that they know is so unholy, uncalled for. If money has taken over their heart, they are ready to do anything in order to make that money. You will also have to learn how to bolster your perseverance by discovering your purpose. Becoming future-proof doesn't happen overnight, and it won't be easy. For many, it will take longer than a year, but the moment you commit to future-proofing you is when the journey begins. The ancient Chinese proverb, we've talked about it, says, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Only you can take the first step." If you are willing to focus and work 1 year of your life like most people won't, then you can live the rest of your life in a way that most people can't. Okay, so having said all that, we have now looked at the first 6 of the truths that we are considering. One, that you must have a growth mindset. Number 2, that obstacles are opportunities in disguise. Number 3 is that fear is good. You should use it to drive you forward. Number 4 is that failure is great. It's part of the journey. Number 5 is that your superpower makes you successful. And number 6 is that passion will make you unstoppable. Passion will make you unstoppable. So those are the 6 that we have looked at. So tonight we'll look at number 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So for the sake of our time, I'm just skipping through all the previous slides that we have considered, so that we can get to where we are kicking off tonight, which is from truth number 7. And truth number 7 says that you can't go it all alone. You can't go it all alone. You need to find good mentors. So that is the 7th truth that we are looking at. So the author, J. Summit, says, link up with people who have the experience you need to get ahead. Basically, he's saying you need to get help. He wrote here, he said, Hollywood loves the myth of the lone innovator who goes it alone and changes the world. But that's in the movie. In the real life, in reality of life, you hardly see that play out in many success stories. Real life is much messier than that. When you are first starting out at anything, your success is going to be limited by your lack of experience. The only feasible way to offset that is to get advice and inside tips from a mentor who can guide you. Success is a team sport. Hello? Success is a team sport. It's not a solo endeavor. And the author is suggesting that, look, LinkedIn, which maybe if we ask a lot of us now, supposing we're able to take a poll, that how many of you have an account in LinkedIn. Maybe not a lot of people, but he said LinkedIn is a great place to find a mentor who can guide you towards opportunities and away from pitfalls. You know, in my own line of work, it's just that my plate is so full at the moment, but there's been a lot of requests from a professional association that I belong to, asking people that have had experience in the field to mentor oncoming people. I'll still do it maybe in the new year. At least by next month, I would have been able to clear my current project. Then I could have time for that. But success is always a team sport. Even when you look at a lot of sports now, boxing, racing, even the athletes and not the rest, it might be tagged an individual sport because it's only one person. If you are fighting, if you are doing boxing, you are the only one in the ring with your opponent, right? But the reality is the individual that gets into the ring has a massive team supporting them. You have the trainer, you have the nutritionist, you have the manager, you have the this, you have so many people that are part of that team. Even though an individual is the one that will be declared, oh, he has won the bout or he has lost the fight. The winner will be declared, it will be an individual, but the reality is there is a backroom staff supporting that individual. So success in life is always a team sport. You need to get help. If you want to really get ahead, if you want to, you are navigating the path and you want to minimize the loss, the scars that you pick up on the way, then you need the experience of the people that have traversed that path, the people that have navigated the same terrain, and they are able to share with you what were the challenges they faced, what were the pitfalls that they've encountered, what are the opportunities they've missed or they have taken, so you can begin to navigate your path with this kind of foreknowledge. So to find a good mentor, the author suggests, I think, 3 things. The first thing he said is that you need to look at who is writing and posting interesting articles online. So if you are in a group, you need to look for people that are posting. When they say interesting articles, that means something that fits into your goal, something that fits into the plan, the future you are looking at for yourself. Of recent, in I would say in the last few, maybe 2 months, about 2 months, 2 months ago, because of something I have sight on for next year that I would like to do, I've actually joined some groups on social media of people that are already doing what I would love to do. And what that does is every time they post something, I get alerted. So I can go there and read, learn. Because your earning is really tied to your what? To your learning. So reach out to people who seem to have the same passion as you. Make a personal connection and see what develops from there. That's just one. There was another one that even the mentor has already sent me some questions to find out what's my interest like. Why did I join that other group? Because look, you cannot continue to live or to do things the same way you have always done it and you expect that the result will be different. No. If you are going to expect a different result, then you need to go a different route. Americans will say a different route. Yeah, but we are in Britain. So to go a different route. Next year, well, I wouldn't say unfortunately, the good thing is next year is right by the corner. So all this idea of, oh, I want to do this next year, I want to do that next year, you had better start preparing for them now. You had better start it, because the next year is only about 5 weeks, just over 5 weeks away now. Before you know it, we are in 2025. So I've personally, because of the things I'm looking at, I'm trusting God for, the things I'm planning to be able to get myself involved in, Q1 next year, I've already subscribed to a few groups and I've connected with certain individuals. If I was saying to someone this week that I'm looking at buying a book this week or in this November, so that I can use December to read that book, because again, it is about something I believe I should be doing. It is an opportunity that I seem to have missed it before. I've not paid attention to it before. But when you have now heard from people that have made way in the areas you are desiring to make waves as well, then you need to listen to them. So make personal contact and see what develops from there. So that's the first way to make the most of that. The second thing is to look carefully at the profiles of the people that you are trying to connect with for insights into their character. Endorsement from other people they have mentored are good signs. So what's their track record? What's the story behind their glory? That is what you need to go for. That's what you need to be aware of. There is a lot of preparation that goes into making headway in life. The third point quickly is that you need to so this is about finding good mentor, right? So you need to know what their volunteer experiences are, because that will also hold valuable clues. What do they spend their time doing outside of the passion that they're actually pursuing, outside of the work, maybe they are 9 to 12, or the business that they've laid out? What's their because you volunteer. Normally, you volunteer based on something that gives you pleasure, that you are passionate about. Because volunteering does not necessarily have monetary reward, but it's your passion. It's something that you enjoy doing. It's something you are willing to give freely without the expectation of any remuneration. So it's really important that you find out what's their passion. So that will help you as to whether they enjoy helping people at the start of their journey. The more connected someone successfully is, the better a mentor they could be for you as well. So what's their connection? Do they have people that their path have crossed before and they have made significant impact in the life of those people? Because that will give you a reassurance as well that, okay, you are linking up with people that will help you, not people that will put you down. Ideally, you want to try and build a network of mentors who have different strengths and passions. So it's not about putting all your eggs in one basket. That way, you can pick and choose the best ideas and approaches. So you are cross-pollinating the ideas. You can also use mentorship to build your team by bringing on board peers. By bringing on board peers and people you want to mentor as well. That's a great way to find people with skill sets which address your blind spots. Remember, the question of blind spot coming up again, you always need other people to point out your blind spot. It's called blind spot for a reason. It's because you cannot see it, but it takes someone else that have your interest at heart and you have a connection or an accountability with, to see your blind spot and be able to point those blind spots to you. It's not to make mockery of you. It is to do what? It is to help you to address those blind spots and be better. All right? So that's the seventh truth. The eighth one is about every business today is a tech startup. You know, the truth is our world is not, in fact, to say our world is changing is an understatement. Our world has changed tremendously. Tremendously. In fact, the rate of change happening around us is so much that sometimes it's just impossible to fully catch up with all the changes. It's just that you just have to find a balance so you are not left behind. You don't become a dinosaur that is not aware of the changes around him or around her. So make sure you are harnessing the digital technologies which will help you to scale. You don't have to be an IT guru in order to take advantage of the technological advancement around you. Because that's the mental block that some people have placed upon themselves, thinking, oh, I'm not good with a computer, so why should I bother? It's beyond that. And it's not even about that. It's not about you. The technology, the rate of advancement, the innovation has been brought in has been such that you just need to plug in. In fact, that's actually the phrase. Our world has become so much of plug and play now that all the background work, all the preset and everything had been done. What you just need to do is to find the right technology, slot it in, and it works for you. So the only way your business or even your career will grow in the future is if you harness technology in smart ways and build a digital business. Gone are the days that you are trying to get a job and you are thinking, oh, well, I'm not trying to get a IT manager role, so why should I know about Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, how to use Excel and all the rest. You know, before, I remember when I was still in school, you have to, it's not everybody that had those skill sets. IT people, yes, because I remember I finished my project already before learning to use a computer to do all this typesetting stuff, because they were still typing things. My home project was actually done with a typewriter. So it was when I finished that I now had to learn it, and I started a business from that, Genesis Consult. I still remember the name. So we were now making projects. We were typing projects and producing IT, computer generated whatever for projects that people were going to submit for their final dissertation. But what I'm trying to say is that skill then, that it was reserved for only a few, only when you need it. Tell me which job role will you do nowadays? And the knowledge of IT, basic Microsoft Office package, will not be essential for you now. Even if you say you are doing, even it doesn't matter, security job, the amount of cameras that you have to navigate, you must be able to use mouse and navigate yourself around things. So if you are going to really take advantage of what is happening around you, then you can't be a novice to all the technological advancements that are happening around us. And a few weeks ago, Pastor Tony was talking about the explosion of AI now. There is a training at work that came up, a webinar that I think I've registered for it now. How I can use AI to help with my current role. So if you are thinking, no, it's too complicated. It's complicated because you have not known the basics. And we are not saying you have to become an expert in it. You don't need to. But you should know enough to help you do what you are doing now in a better way, so that you can be more efficient with your time, you can be more efficient with your resources. So every business today is a tech business, is a technological business. You need to look at Domino's Pizza. That's the example the author gave here. He said making pizza is hardly a digital business, right? Today, Domino's has more people working in its IT department than in its restaurant. Hello? You'll be surprised with that, because you'd have thought Domino's, it's about making pizza. So why would they have more people in IT department than people in the restaurant? The company has built an app, creates marketing that reaches customers, designs social media content customers engage with. They recruit new franchise owners, everything done online now, and manages a vast digital supply chain, all online. So making pizza itself is the smallest part of the business now, even though that is what everybody knows them to be about. But thanks to its technology, Domino's stock price has risen more than 2,000% since 2010. Imagine that, 2,000% since 2010. Domino's is a tech startup that happens to make pizza. Can you imagine how they rephrase that? So it's a tech startup company, only that they are making pizza. But the focus and the strength of that business is not even so much in the pizza, it is in the technology that backs up that organization. And that's just one example, because there are so many other examples of organizations that you are looking at them, you are thinking, oh, this is what they do. But in reality, what is making them to be as good as they are is not the service or the product that they churn out per se. It is the technology that backs up that establishment. You might assume that to run a tech startup, you have to be a coder. You see? So you are thinking, okay, no, I don't know how to write codes in IT. I don't know how to write programs. I don't know how to do this. Or I'm not an IT engineer. That's not true. You don't need to be a coder. Steve Jobs. How many of us still remember Steve Jobs? The man that built Apple. Steve Jobs built Apple into a $1 trillion company without ever learning how to code. And that's actually fascinating. About 2 or 3 nights ago, I was listening to some videos, part of what I just shared at the start, in terms of subscribing to things that you know will help you towards where you are trying to get to. And one of the videos was talking about the worth of Apple. The companies, about 2 or 3 companies that are their shares are now worth $1 trillion, right? So Apple is one of it, $1 trillion company, and the man that started it, he never learned how to code, or he was never an IT engineer. Another person that we talked about last week is Jack Ma. Jack Ma is the owner of Alibaba. So Jack Ma didn't even own a computer until he was in his 30s. Can you imagine? So I even had computer before Jack Ma, right? And he still managed to build Alibaba into a substantial online enterprise. You don't even need to build your own website, and that's true, because there are, this is what I'm saying about the world has become plug and play. Because before, I know what it takes, how you have to sit and get the engineers and the contractors that will build your website for you, and you have to still be paying people to manage the website, to put stuff. A lot of websites now are self-managed. You do your content yourself, because all the tools that will help you to achieve those things, they are there. You just need to tell the system what you want to achieve. You don't even need to build your own website. In the UK, it is estimated eBay created more than 1,000 new millionaires in 2017 alone. Imagine. So do you think all of them are busy carrying goods from one place to the other? No. Online. Every form of opportunity shows up the more you are able to plug into the technology that is available. So the big challenge today is time management. There are so many digital distractions that it's easy to fritter away work time on what's interesting. So instead of focusing on what's important, people focus on what's interesting. So you need to be prepared to say no to lots of things you can get. You need to be able to say no to lots of things so you can get the right things done, and make sure you are using all the digital tools you can to handle as much of your back office task as visible. The bottom line is this: you must be able to make time for what matters the most. You must be able to make time for what matters the most. So every business today is a tech startup. So it's about you taking advantage of what is already available, taking good advantage of the technology that is here, and those technologies, they are here to stay. They are not things that you can just wish away, that, oh, okay, it was not like that in 20. Look, that was then. We are talking about now. And the future is not going to go back to what it used to be in 1930 something or in 1980 something. No, it's going to increase again and again. So the earlier you join in and you make it to work in your favor, the better for you. So that's truth number 8, I believe. Then we can look at truth number 9. So truth number 9 says you must fill a unique void. I really, really like this one. Of course, I like the other ones, but this is really challenging. You must fill a unique void to succeed. You must be certain you are filling a void that really exists, not starting an entirely new industry. So the challenge the author is putting to you and I is not so much that all of us we have to create a world that never existed, that's the only way you can be successful. No. If you are given that grace, fine. But it's not everybody that will be given that grace. And we talked about this the last time. Look, you don't have to be an inventor, you can be an innovator. And you find out that our world today, a lot of people that have made headlines, that have been successful especially in the younger generations of today, they have been what? They have been innovators. They've built on existing technologies. Look at and okay, it's not only young people, because the person that comes to mind now is Sir Dyson, right? Who I think is a sir. Yeah, it should be in the UK. Anyway, Dyson Hoovers. Hoover technology is not a new thing. It has been. But what he did was what? He was the one that introduced bagless Hoover system, whereby instead of all this trouble of, oh, the bag is full, let's go and empty it, oh, the bag got broken, or this, no, he changed the system. So the existing technology has always been there, but what did he do? He improved on it, and you can go and check him up to see what fortune that has brought to his life now. Okay, so think about things that are already existing that you can make improvement on. It can be a service, it can be a product, it can be something you are doing now that you want to stretch it to extract more values, a different set of value-driven, agenda from what currently you are doing now. So you must be certain you are filling a void that really exists, not starting an entirely new industry. Every successful new product creates new adjacent market and void. Because whatever you see today that is working and is producing results, the reality is, if you look closely and deeper and with purpose, you find out that there is another opportunity that can be created from that existing product, from that existing service, from that existing thing that everybody is saying, oh, it is the best available now. There will be an extension of it that maybe for now nobody is thinking of. You can be the person that thinks of that. And you don't have to have, like what we say, you don't have to have all the skills. We've talked about getting mentors earlier on. We've talked about the fact that success is what? Success is a team sport. It's not something you have to go by yourself alone. There will be people that have certain skill set that you don't have. You hold the idea, and see how you bring this into reality. So every success, so the author said, when Apple launched the iPhone in 2007, can you imagine? iPhone was only started in 2007, and it has grown to become $1 trillion business today. So it created a void for accessories. You see, iPhone was launched, accessories became something. So which is today. So the accessories for iPhone alone, as at today, is a $68 billion market by itself. Not the iPhones, but the accessories. All these what's the iPhone earpiece called again now? AirPods. So this one, AirPods, with wireless charger. This one, a lot of things that comes with just 68 billion. So where is your own place in that? Where do you plug in? And when we are talking of where is your own place, not because you have to produce the product, is there a community, is there a particular brand that you can actually source this product, these accessories? Just be the distributor or the link. Get it from somewhere, sell it to somewhere, make your own game from it. The rest, others. We need to think along all these lines. It also created incredible demand for apps and content. Yeah? Apps. So these are not even physical hardwares. These are softwares. And that became a big business again, which so it says so it created that demand for apps and content. In 2017, 5 millennials from Ipswich, England, ran an Indiegogo campaign for their new iPhone limitless case, and it generated 2.5 million in advance orders. Imagine, they just launched a campaign of, oh, this is what we are going to do. Before they even produced the product, they already had orders of $2.5 million waiting, that look, when you produce it, we are going to buy. People already invested 2.5 million in advance before their case had even gone into production. Filling voids can be incredibly profitable. Where can you find some unique voids to fill? First thing, I need to be quick now because of time. You need to look for mortar market. Mortar markets, according to the author, these are niche markets which are too small for big players to worry about. The big companies are making the bricks for your industry, and you build a business making the mortar that holds the bricks in place. Do you get the analogy? So the big players, the big companies, they can't be bothered to think of, oh, this small aspect of the business. One of the things you can think of, I'm just thinking of an analogy now. Imagine somebody comes to your local area to build a big factory now, that they want to be producing something. You can think even as little as, you know what, when they have that factory, it means more people will come to work there. All you want to do is, I just want to supply water or any form of drinks. I know in this country it's not like back home that somebody will just carry pure water trolley and be going about. But even in this country, what you can do, get the what do they call it? Franchise for vending machine. Put the vending machine there. You be the one supplying it. But more often than not, we block our innovative thinking. We only think black and white. But this is the era whereby you think outside of the box. Okay, so that's about mortar market. The second one quickly talks about the look for cross-pollination market. Cross-pollination market, like the same thing that Elon Musk did. Elon Musk combined automobile with an iPhone to create apps on wheels called Tesla. You know, Tesla has one of the most fantastic technology and car mobility blended into one. Have you seen how massive the monitor inside Tesla is? Right? It's huge. It's a whole entertainment by itself, because everything is it's you know, it's fascinating basically. So combining biology and digital computer science has created a biotech. So the third, so those are the two things. One, you are looking for a mortar market, that is just an opportunity between to just wedge what the bigger players are doing, and the second one is to combine two things, blend opportunities together. So how can you make money from filling voids? Quickly, you can start a service business like what I've just explained earlier on, to provide capabilities to people who don't want to invest in or master new technology. So if you have people around you that are complaining, oh, IT is too complicated for me, I don't know about this, I don't know about that, then that becomes even an opportunity for you to step in, that becomes a void you can fill. If you have to gather together people like that of like mind, find a way to teach them the basic IT skills for money. That can become something that you are stepping in to do. You don't have to be an IT group. After all, okay, I don't know how this sounds in this context, but there's a proverb that says, in a city where everybody is blind, the one hide is their king. So if you are the one hide in that situation, then you are taking advantage of the situation, and you can get, you are filling a void. So you start a service business, you can apply a new technology to old problems, and the third one is you can fill voids others are too busy to fill, and that will help you to master and control your own time and be in charge of your whole moment. Okay, the 10th truth. Can I finish that tonight? I've got just 2 minutes. Okay, you know what? I think we'll stop. We'll stop because that will not leave us with truth number 10, 11, and 12 for the last for next week. Okay, because I don't want to just rush it through and not make sense of the whole thing. So let's just look at the because that truth, the 10th truth, has a principle behind it that we need to take time to build. So what are the key thoughts for today? Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. That's by Les Brown. So are you in that group? That you are not living your dreams, you are only living your fears. Oh, what if it doesn't work? Have you asked yourself, what if it works? Oh, how will this be? How will that be? You ask so many questions and you paralyze yourself in the process of analyzing the whole situation. Mickey Rooney says, you always pass failure on the way to success. So the fact that you are experiencing failure now, it's actually an indication you are moving towards a successful end at some point if you don't give up. Remember, we talked about insight and perseverance at the start. Jay Summit, the author that we are looking at his book, Future Proving You, says spatial reality is poised to be the greatest transfer of wealth in history and the opportunity of a lifetime. We will talk more about that spatial reality when we look at Truth 10. And the executive chairman of Google, Eric Schmidt, says the characteristics of great innovators and great companies is they see a space that others do not. They don't just listen to what people tell them. They actually invent something new, something that you didn't know you needed. But the moment you see it, you say, I must have that. I hope tonight's session has challenged your thinking as well, because at the end of the day, the scripture even says, as he thinks in his heart, so is he. This is about mental shift. It's about making you to see differently. I said it already. I repeat myself. You cannot continue to do the same thing the same way and you think things will be better. No. It will always produce the same result it has always produced. So what do you need to change? What mentality shift do you need to make for you to move closer to your desired end, the goals that you have been, harboring in your heart, you've been longing for? Thank you for joining me tonight. I pray that the Lord bless you, the Lord keep you, the Lord will make his face to shine upon you, the Lord will lift up his countenance upon you and grant you peace in all your ways. His name will go ahead of you. He will make straight every crooked path before you. This year, he will crown it for you with his goodness. so your testimony and experience shall be, in the mighty name of Jesus. Please join us in service on Sunday 11 to 1 at 6 Union Street, Luton, Kingdom Arena. And we encourage you to be part of what God is doing. The Lord bless you. Have a fruitful weekend.